I've flown into a country that doesn't officially exist. Somaliland has a flag, a functioning government, its own police force and a central bank with its own currency, but no recognition on the world stage. Mid-morning and it's already hot, crowded, busy and noisy at this money transfer centre, one of many dotted around the city.
In our branch today, up to 100 people are on the queue, getting money all over the world. And a lot of this is our basic amount to live on, whether it's for school or university or for food, basically.
Somaliland shows it's possible to have a semblance of normality in Somalia, a country that's now become a byword for violence and instability. That violence was triggered by Somalia's former military strongman, Siad Barre. Towards the end of his 20 years in power, he sent fighter jets to bomb his opponents into submission. Freedom Square in downtown Hargeisa. And this is the monument reminding the people here of the bitter battle they fought to break away from the rest of Somalia in 1991. Now there's no turning back, as Somaliland's president told me on a recent tour of Western capitals to press his case for independence.
Somaliland is a different country. After a long struggle, it has become independent, it has established its own government, and it does not want to be sucked back into a confusion. We want to be stable, we want to remain independent. But that doesn't mean that we wouldn't like to see Somalia return to peace and stability.
But Somaliland is not immune from the militant brand of Islamism that afflicts other parts of Somalia. In 2008, suicide car bombers killed dozens in Hargeisa.
We are on the side of the international community and working with the rest of the international community to guard against such people.
Somaliland plays an important role in the fight against global terror and piracy, but it has yet to win the recognition it craves. 20 years on, and the people here, as in the rest of Somalia, still wait for a better and brighter future.
We are a fully-fledged government. We have our own forces, we have our security, we have our government, we have our constitution, we have our parties, we have our democratization program. We are one of the stable. Somaliland is the most stable part, as they say, an oasis of peace in the Horn of Africa now. There's no doubt about it.
So, what's the feeling in your bones? When do you think Somaliland will be recognised as an independent state?
Very soon, inshallah. I hope very much so.
But you could go a different route. Why seek independence? You could actually remain part of a greater Somalia and help the rest of the country regain stability and prosperity.
The thing is, there is no doubt about it, the fact that we would like to see Somalia become peaceful, stable, like Somalia, like Somaliland, and because that would be to the interest not only of the region and of the world, but also to our own interest. We've got huge numbers of people coming from Somalia all the time, coming as refugees or displaced people, according to the United Nations, to our country, to Hargeisa and to Somaliland. But of course, if we can do anything at all, if we can contribute to what the rest of the world is doing to bring back peace and stability to Somalia, we would do our level best.
But how stable is Somaliland? You've got your own terror problem. For instance, the leader of Al-Shabaab is from Somaliland. You've had Guantanamo Bay detainees from Hargeisa.
It's true, there are individuals originally from Somaliland who are involved in Shabaab activities. There's no doubt about it. We even, and all the time we are very much on our guard. We have to mobilize all our people, including the religious leaders and the religious community and the public, as well as our sort of security forces, to guard against them. They have attacked Somaliland, they attacked Puntland, and of course we know what's happening in the rest of Somalia as well.
What are you doing, though, to prevent the young people, the young men of Somaliland, be recruited into the ranks of terror groups and militant groups?
That is one of the things which we always put our friends everywhere and say we need to employ and to guide and to give encouragement to young people not to feel lost but to sort of expand education, to expand and give and open up the possibilities of work for them, and to engage them in useful activities instead of going with extremist groups, with the Shabab and others.
How far do you see the referendum on possible independence for southern Sudan as furthering your own cause?
The African Union always maintained the position that African borders should remain as they were at the time of independence. The fact that southern Sudan has the chance of being recognized as a separate state now, with the approval of the African Union and the rest of the international community, I see no reason why that should not open up a new opportunity for Somaliland to be recognized as well.
Are you going to use that to pressure?
Oh yes, indeed, we are going to use that to pressure the international community to take that into consideration.